For a long time, I've been saying that the Government of National Accord, or GNA, was on its last leg, and it was only a matter of time before Haftar and the Libyan National Army, or LNA, were in control of the entire nation of Libya. The GNA is supported by Turkey and Qatar, while the LNA is supported by Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, Russia, France, and numerous other Arab nations. The GNA is primarily propped up by the Muslim Brotherhood and other Islamist and Salafist groups and militias. The LNA is more of a Gaddafi-style secular regime. Now, for months, Turkey has been delivering weapons to the GNA daily to keep them alive. They have even transferred thousands of jihadists from Syria to Libya to fight for the GNA. Well, much to my surprise, the GNA has seized a large amount of territory over the past few days. This is what the situation looked like a week ago. Then on June 3rd, the GNA seized the Tripoli International Airport. The airport had been under the control of the LNA for nearly a year. On June 5th, the GNA seized the city of Bani Walid. Now, very recently, it was being alleged that hundreds of Russian mercenaries were located in Bani Walid, allegedly from the PMC Wagner group. However, there are also claims that many of the mercenaries are actually Syrians who are just funded by Russia. At any rate, there were big protests for all the foreign mercenaries to leave, whoever they are. And the foreign mercenaries supposedly evacuated to the south sometime in May. And so that apparently opened the way for the GNA to take control of this city. On June 7th, the GNA began bombing and shelling LNA forces in the city of Sirte. Supposedly, city leaders have asked the LNA to leave. Now, there's major fighting going on right now. I'm not sure what will happen. Today, June 8th, the GNA continued to seize more small towns and villages south of Tripoli. Fattah al-Sisi, the president of Egypt, has now put forth a ceasefire plan. It calls for an arms embargo against all of Libya and the removal of all foreign fighters and mercenaries. This would sever Turkish military support for the GNA. Much of the Middle East and North Africa have all endorsed Sisi's plan. The United States also called for a ceasefire and an arms embargo against all of Libya. Now, what's happening now is that previously it was the GNA that was calling for a ceasefire. Now it's the LNA that says they want a ceasefire, and it looks like the GNA is going to reject it since they're the one that's suddenly gaining a bunch of territory. Today, huge columns of military equipment were on the move across Egypt. They're all headed towards the border of Libya, and it includes American Abrams tanks. And so it's not exactly clear what Egypt intends to do with all this military equipment. Of course, now technically they would need America's permission to use these tanks in Libya, except no one actually gets our permission. Everyone breaks these agreements with the United States anyway, and there's no consequences. So there's no telling what could happen. In fact, France broke a major agreement with the United States by giving Javelin fire and forget missiles to the LNA. And there was no consequences, nothing happened. But this whole thing is getting really bizarre. It is a victory for Erdoğan. This is something I never expected. All right, thanks for watching this video. Click the like button, post a comment below and tell me what you think about this. And check out the community section of this YouTube channel because I'm posting stuff every day. And please consider making a donation to this YouTube channel as YouTube has mass demonetized all my videos. And click the subscribe button. New video every few days.